Despite Trump's recent gaffes, Americans still believe he's the guy for the job. Post-debate polling shows him still leading the Republican pack. So Trump's message continues to resonate with the electorate. But the gap is getting tighter between Trump and the other contenders. Joining me now from our Washington bureau, contributing editor at U.S. News and World Report and Daily Ledger contributor Peter Roff. And Peter, I've listened to the supposed gaffe of Trump's, and I just think he messed up and tried to convey that the moderator was out for blood, and then it came off very badly. Am I wrong here? Probably.
I don't think you are. As somebody who's used to doing, live television, you have something you want to say in your mind, and somewhere between the brain and the mouth, it gets all garbled, and you try and go back and you say something stupid. And I think here, what you may have it exactly right. That may be what Trump meant, and it just didn't come out that way. But I will say that this discussion. I mean, look, we have ISIS beheading children in the Middle East. Iran is going to get a nuclear bomb. The Chinese stock market is falling and through the floor. And former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's email server is the subject of an FBI criminal investigation. And what is the country talking about? Was Donald Trump mean to Megyn Kelly, or did Megyn Kelly deserve it? This is the political theater of the absurd. There's a lot wrong here. One thing, you gave Eric Erickson a lot of coverage in your opening statement, but failed to mention that Eric Erickson may still be, and I'm sure would like to be again, a Fox News contributor, which I think may have something to do with his decision to disinvite Trump and invite Megyn Kelly in his place. It's certainly something that ought to be in the story. Likewise, this discussion about what happened between Trump and Megyn Kelly after the debate obscures the fact that in at least 2 points in the primetime debate, she screwed up. She got her facts wrong. The first is when she said that Governor Scott Walker of Wisconsin opposed abortion even when the life of the mother is endangered, which is a more severe position than any of the Abrahamic religions demand. And secondly, when she said that Marco Rubio, senator from Florida, supported a rape incest exemption when abortion was concerned. There's a whole bunch of stuff here to dissect that has nothing to do with the Donald.
And there was the issue of why she chose to go after Donald Trump based on what Rosie O'Donnell said on The View when she attacked him. And then in addition to that, other things that are just superfluous. And we are deciding a presidential election. A major party is deciding their person to run for president based on a series of the Donald Trump's reality show, The Apprentice, and then Rosie O'Donnell. Please, come on. Isn't there a better choice from which we can derive questions?
Well, you have to consider, though, that Trump occupies what no one else has in this race in either party. He is a bona fide cultural figure. This is where Barack Obama was in 2008, and it was invaluable to him in helping Hillary Clinton lose the nomination, because Obama was able to say, hey, be part of something. Be part of electing the first black American. You may have missed the civil rights marches and the Vietnam protests, but you can make up for it now by being part of something. Trump is in the culture space in a different way. He's a celebrity. Everybody knows him. And so people who wouldn't pay attention to politics this far out from a presidential election are paying attention because they're watching what Trump says, because they're used to watching what Trump says, because they see him on network television. They see him on the news. They see him quoted in the newspaper. But to your other point about going after Donald Trump, I mean, there is an impulse when you're a journalist to go after the front runner. But I'd argue that that's an impulse that needs to be checked at the door when you're in a presidential debate. Megyn Kelly was no better or worse than George Stephanopoulos was when he suggested out of the blue that there was a Republican somewhere in the presidential mix 4 years ago who wanted to ban birth control, which we know now was pulled out of whole cloth, and the Center for American Progress and other left-wing organizations as a way to try and turn off single women to aid in the fight on war on women to help Obama. Megyn Kelly proved that she's a chat host And she's an excellent chat host. She draws high ratings. She makes a lot of money for Fox. I'm sure the Fox stockholders are very happy with that. But she's not a serious journalist. Chris Wallace is a serious journalist. Bret Baier is a serious journalist. Brit Hume is a serious journalist. There are a whole bunch of people affiliated with Fox just in this one debate who I would have rather seen asking questions of the candidates than Megyn Kelly.
She was almost worse than Candy Crowley back in the 2012 election. Just in terms of the impact.
Yes.
And I'm no big fan of Donald Trump. It's just merely that when you interject yourself so much into an event like that, you better be prepared for what comes after. And it seems to me the American people deserve just a bit more, a little less Megyn Kelly and a little more the people that we'd like to run the free world. Thanks so much. Appreciate you coming on.